Hey plant fam! Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jaclynn. This is my jungle. I just like choked on my own air. Everything's fine. So, welcome back. If you're not new here, I really appreciate you for still being here. So, in case you missed it, maybe like a week or two ago, I did a top anthurium video ranking all of my favorite anthurium in my collection. So you guys know I had to do that with the Hoya, but like this was so hard. Like with my anthurium, I don't know, it's really obvious like which ones I love more than others, but with my Hoya, it's really hard. Like I love them all almost equally. There are definitely some that stand out to me more than others. So I wanted to make a list of my top 10 must-have Hoya. We're going to be ranking my favorite Hoya in my collection. So really this is just a fun way for you to see some of my Hoya. I would love to do another like full Hoya collection update because I've gotten so many new ones since the last time I did that for you guys. If you missed that one, I'll leave it up here for you to go and check out if you're curious about some more of my Hoya besides these 10. But I have purged a lot of older Hoya and I brought in a bunch of new Hoya recently in case you guys missed it. I've been on quite the Hoya kick, and I've been on like a silver leaf Hoya kick for some reason. I've always loved a silver Hoya. I've always loved a splashy Hoya. There's plenty of them on this list today, but I really wanted to focus on just some of my favorites. So these are kind of like my top 10 favorites right now. This is subject to change. Some of these are classics that are always going to be my favorites, but these are the ones that I 10 out of 10 recommend that you snag if you do not have them in your collection. Some are a little bit fancier and more expensive than others, and some are really, really common and easy to obtain. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Let's get into it. Okay, so number 10 on my list of Hoya must-haves is one that's newer to my collection. I always had like a little cutting of it, but I never really did much. And then recently they came out in the big box stores and I snagged a few and decided to pot them up into a hanging basket, and I totally fell in love with it. And that is my Hoya Rosita. Look at how stinking cute she is. She gets these like adorable sun-stressed. I haven't recorded in a while, so my voice is like, I don't know. Talking is hard. Hoya Rosita, she gets really cute little sun-stressy leaves. I love that it starts out just kind of like on the margins and then it takes over the whole leaf. She is such a cute trailing Hoya as well, and I just am really, really glad that I have this one in my collection. She always just makes me really happy when I look at her. She hangs out in a like southwest facing window, so she gets lots and lots of sun, and she's just been growing like crazy for me, and I very much look forward to seeing her a year from now and all of her growth. I'm hoping she's just gonna be like a big, beautiful trailing plant, because this isn't one that I feel the need to propagate very often. They're really, like I said, easy to obtain. They're very inexpensive. So this is really just a personal plant. It's not one that I have as like a mother basket that is intended to take cuttings from to sell to you guys. But obviously every once in a while I do take some cuttings just when it's appropriate to give her a little bit of a haircut and sell them for super duper cheap. It's always fun to like start the auctions off at like $1 on Palm Street when it's something like this. So Hoya Rosita is number 10 on my list of my Hoya must-haves, and if you don't have her in your collection, I definitely recommend that you snag one if you see one or multiple. I think this was like $2 or 3 different plants from Proven Winners in their like smaller pots. And I potted her up into this cute little hanging basket. So Hoya Rosita is number 10 on my list of Hoya must-haves, my favorites in my collection. Okay, so number 9 on my list is another one that I think is pretty easy to obtain. I just saw a ton of them. You guys haven't seen that video yet. I went to Shakespeare's Garden. I will definitely be editing that and uploading it for you soon. I have tons of plant shopping to show you still from New York, the trip to New York. But number 9 is one that I've had for a while, and it's one that I absolutely love. She blooms for me. She just makes such a gorgeous trailing plant, and that is my Hoya Wayi variegated. This is the inner variegated Hoya Wayi, and again, she just makes such a gorgeous trailing plant because of the way that she hangs and how tight the internodal spacing is between each leaf, and the way that the leaves hang is pretty similar to Rosita. Like, there are a few characteristics. Where'd you go? There are a few characteristics that make for a good trailing Hoya, and I'd say that these two are definitely ones that possess those characteristics. I did do a whole video talking about that as well if you guys are interested in the trailing versus trellis Hoya and why I let some trail and why I prefer some on a trellis. So Hoya Wayi variegated is number 9, 10 out of 10. Again, recommend this one if you don't have one in your collection. Obviously, she's way cuter than just the regular green one. Her blooms are just, they're pretty average Hoya blooms. They're not really like the most spectacular, but they're super duper cute, and they're tiny, and they're kind of this like dark pink color. Like a lot of Hoya blooms do tend to be that kind of like really deep pink color. And she's just super cute. She's got tons of peduncles on her. See a couple there. She hasn't bloomed yet for me this year, but I'm very confident that this vine is dead. I'm very confident that she will bloom for me soon. She probably needs to be up potted. She's been in this pot for a really long time, but Hoya do like to be pretty snug in there, but if I notice that she's just like not really growing anymore, then I will put her into just a very, a very slightly larger hanging basket. But I am a big fan, in case you didn't notice, of these little white hanging pots. I just think that they're perfect for cute little trailing Hoya. They don't take up a lot of space, and they're aesthetically much more pleasing than some of the other ones that I've seen. So Hoya Wayi variegated is number 9 on my list. I also forgot to mention that my shirt today, it says made to create in death metal font, is from Corey over at Rat Trap Artistry. I finally got my merch, you guys, in the mail. So I think I'm going to sit down with David and do like a little reveal. I haven't opened it yet. I just got home the other day and the package was here, and I haven't opened it yet because it feels wrong to open it without you guys. Just like open it, like, I don't know. So I want to see it for the first time on camera, and I thought it would be nice to have like David react to my merch with me, and then hopefully it will be available for you guys very, very soon. We are still working out some of those kinks. So back to the Hoya. Number 8 on my list is another one that is newer to my collection. It's one that I've had in the past, but I neglected it and then it died. So I wanted to try again. This is one that David and I found at a Home Depot here in New Hampshire, looking like it was on the verge of being on the struggle bus. So I was like, let me rescue this Hoya so that it doesn't die. And I'm very glad that I did, because it ended up, where are you? It ended up being one of my favorites. Do you see her? Holy guacamole. She's so pretty. This is my Hoya Laconosa Royal Flush. And she has these absolutely stunning silver leaves. They get sun stressed, this like burgundy color, and I'm totally Obsessed with her. Plus, look at how good she looks trailing, you guys. So once I repotted her, she definitely like lost a lot of leaves and took a little while to acclimate to her new setup. But look at her now. She's thriving, and she's also, all of these are in that southwest facing window, literally right behind you guys here. It gets very bright and very hot in here, which is why I'm recording early in the morning. It's gonna be like 90 degrees today, and I am not trying to be in here when it's that hot. So Hoya Laconosa Royal Flush. This is definitely one that, again, is very easy to find, easy to obtain, not expensive, especially if you can find, this was a big, like, Costa Farms hanging basket. I put her into something a little bit smaller because, again, Hoya do not like to be in a big pot. And I'm just obsessed with her. She chills in the window, and she gets lots and lots of light and lots of sun stressy leaves, and I just think she is so freaking precious and so cute and so easy to grow, and she blooms like crazy. This one in particular hasn't bloomed for me yet, but I'm confident that she will probably this year. I don't actually see any peduncles on her anywhere, but Laconosa are very well known for their blooms. They bloom like crazy. They're really easy bloomers, and they have really cute little white fuzzy blooms with a little yellow corona. I think the corona is on the inside and the corolla. Yeah, so it's white corolla and a yellow corona, and they're kind of fuzzy and small and really stinking cute. So honestly, recommend like any Laconosa variety you can get your hands on. Some of them can be a little bit finicky in terms of just their leaves are small and thin, so you want to make sure you're keeping them well watered. So Hoya Laconosa Royal Flush is number 8 on my list of Hoya must-haves. Who's next? Ooh, okay, so this next one, number 7, is one that is newer to my collection. She was expensive. She's still a baby, but I'm obsessed with her, and it just felt wrong not to put her on the list because this is one of those ones that like I open up the prop box on a regular basis just to see her, just to check on her. This one I got from Bare Root Botanicals down in Florida, and it was not cheap. Let me tell you, this is not an easily obtainable plant. This is not a cheap plant. This is definitely a high-end Hoya, but I love her, and I wanted to show her to you because you haven't seen her since I unboxed her. And this is my Hoya Crassipedialata crossed with Mikuel. I think it's Mikuel because it's not Michelle. It only has one L, but everybody always says Michelle. And look at her. This is the clone number 2 silver. So there are other ones that are like more splashy that are definitely going to be cheaper and easier for you to get, but this was like a $200 plant. She was so tiny too, but she put out this new leaf here in my hand, and look at her. She's freaking gorgeous. The way that I'm obsessed with the very specific like splashiness of this plant is unmatched. It's unreal. I have so many silver, so many splashy Hoya in my collection, but this one, you guys, she's my favorite. She's freaking stunning. So like I said, this list is very mixed in terms of like common stuff and uncommon stuff. I wouldn't necessarily call this rare or like a unicorn or anything, but she is definitely expensive, and she is definitely not easy to find. But if you're interested in one, you can definitely go reach out to Noah over at Bare Root Botanicals. He is the Hoya guy over there. That is where I got this babe, and I am probably gonna put her on a trellis soon because when I got her, she was just these 2 leaves, and now she has this one and this long active tendril that is growing. So if I get her on a trellis, I think she will just continue to grow even faster for me. So Hoya Crassipedialata x Mikuel clone number 2, silver. I know it's a mouthful, but there are other clones and there are ones that are less silvery and less splashy out there on the market. So it's important to make sure I let you guys know exactly which one this is and why she is number 7 on my list. Obsessed, literally. Can't get enough of that new cutie little leaf. Okay, so number 6 on my list is one that's definitely becoming easier to obtain, and that is my Hoya Pubic Calyx Pink Silver Ghost. So I actually have 2 of these, and I need to get them potted up together. When I potted this up, I didn't have this one yet. This one was like a little extra gift from another Hoya purchase that I made. But I wanted to show you both because they're just really stinking cute. I love the way that they sunstress purple. I am just obsessed with like a silver leaf. And because this is a pubic calyx, she's really easy to care for. So if you're wanting to splurge a little bit on a little bit more of a pricier Hoya, I always recommend going with one that you have experience with and one that you know is good to grow in your environment. So if you've had a lot of success just growing regular pubic calyx, then you're not going to have any issues growing this silver one. She is no different. She doesn't require anything extra compared to any of the green ones that I've ever had. So Hoya Pubic Calyx Pink Silver Ghost is number, what number are we on? 6 on my list of Hoya must-haves, because if you like a silver leaf, I think this is going to be your most easily attainable Hoya if you are not trying to spend a ton of money. So Hoya Pubic Calyx Pink Silver Ghost is number 6 on my list of Hoya must-haves. And I love this cute little trellis. It has a little soot sprite on it. This is from Mats by Cat, and I'm just obsessed. So super cute. Hoya Pubic Calyx Pink Silver Ghost. I certainly need to get this one in here and get it going up the other side of the trellis and make a nice full pot. But for now, this one lives in a cabinet, and this one lives here in the plant room. So eventually, I always have 700 plants that need to be repotted. Okay, so number 5 on my list is one that honestly I had given up on in my collection, but I started spraying her with my Super Growth Elixir from Urban Gardener. I'll leave it linked down below for you guys. My Hoya love this stuff. All my plants love this stuff. I use it on my anthurium as well. But Hoya in particular love to foliar feed, and this has been such a game changer for me that it literally brought this guy back to life, started growing. It's still growing, working on a whole new tendril, and I can't even tell you I've had this thing for years and it did nothing. But it is just a Carnosa, so it is really easy to grow, and it is also super splashy, silvery if you are looking for something like that. And it is the Hoya Carnosa Wilbur Graves. I don't know if this is the China or the Russia one. I also have one from Thailand that looks totally different. But I just love the unique splash on this one. And again, this is a Hoya Carnosa. So she is really easygoing. She doesn't require anything extra in terms of like humidity and temperature. Obviously, Hoya in general have their preferences, but it does vary species to species. And the Carnosa is just really, really easy. And look, she's working on these 2 cutie little new leaves up here. All of this is new growth, and all of this down here is just like her old leaves that I sat with for literally years. So I'm just obsessed with her. I've always loved this plant. This was definitely like a more trendy, popular Hoya a few years ago, but because the demand is just like not really there for her anymore, you can get her for a really good price. You could probably even get a big, more established plant than I was able to get years ago. I just paid for like a little cutting, and I think she is totally worth it if you are into this type of splash. I don't feel like very many other Hoya have this type of splash. I don't really know how to explain it, but they all kind of just like look a little bit different. Like this splash is totally different, and I feel like the Wilbur Graves has almost like this like bluish tint to it compared to other silver leaf Hoya. She's nice and glossy, which just makes those colors really pop, and I just can't recommend this one enough. Hoya Carnosa Wilbur Graves is a must-have for any Hoya collector in my personal opinion, which is why I put her at number 5 on my list today. All right, number 4 shouldn't be surprising. We're getting down to like the favorites that if you guys have been here for a while, you already know. She lives behind me right here. I've got tons of her too in the window. But number 4 on my list of Hoya must-haves is the Hoya Matilde. If you do not have this Hoya in your collection yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Genuinely, she's so much easier to find now. This plant, when I originally got her, was like $80. I mean, she was also like to here. I've had her for years. And that was a good price for her then. You can get these for super cheap now. And I've got big hanging baskets over there in the window that were like 30 or 40 bucks each. So these are really easy to find, really easy to obtain, and look at how cute she is. She has the most adorable little splashy leaves. They kind of have like a little subtle veining to them. This is a cross between Hoya Carnosa and Hoya serpens, so I'm just obsessed with her. She makes a really great trailing plant. She will get a little wonky. She kind of grows all over the place, but eventually she will just kind of grow down, so I do like her as a trailing plant. I think she also looks really good as a trellised Hoya, so it's really just your preference with this one. You can do either or, but I love a trailing plant. So Hoya Matilde is number 4, right? Are we on number 4? Yeah, on my list of Hoya must-haves, and I'm just obsessed. Totally obsessed with her. What's not to love? She's got the cutest little blooms that I've ever seen. She blooms very frequently. For me, she's got peduncles on her. You can see this one's pretty old. If I could get the camera to focus. You could see how many times they have bloomed. So they will keep blooming over and over from the same peduncle. So do not remove your peduncles off your plant. We have just like, I love that I'm pruning my plants while I'm sitting here filming. It's fine. Everything's fine. So Hoya Matilde is number 4 on my list. If you don't have one yet, I don't know what you're waiting for, girl. You need to snag one right now. She probably would have been number 1 on my list if it weren't for the other 3 that I'm about to show you. Okay, so number 3 on my list is another one of my all-time favorites. She used to live on the shelf behind me here, but things got a little overgrown and she had to move, so now she actually lives on top of my Hoya cabinet in the living room. And this is my Hoya Hushana. This is the inner variegated one. I also have the outer variegated one, which I think is all really cute, but it's not as cute as this one. So I do love her as a trailing plant, but I did give her this trellis just so that she can kind of do a little bit of both. And that's always an option as well for your Hoya. You don't necessarily have to choose. But also, I think this trellis, this is from Treleaf, just like a little wooden heart trellis, is super cute with this plant, so that as she grows some of these vines in the back, I can wrap around and then let the ones in the front just kind of hang. So one of the things I really love about her is how she gets these cute little pink leaves on her. So this is how her new leaves will come in, but if you give her enough light, she will blush pink on her older leaves as well. And I just love her. She's not super cheap, but she's not super expensive either if you can find a nice one. I've definitely been seeing them pop up a lot more in garden centers and stuff like that. So if you can snag a good one, a good size one for a good price, something this size would normally still be going for like 75 bucks, which I think is a little bit crazy, but If you can find something this size for under 50, girl, snag it. And if you can find a little 4-inch pot for under like 40, also snag it. It is really hard to find these for a good price. The prices are kind of all over the place right now. I've seen some for 20 bucks. I've seen the same ones for 45. I've seen hanging baskets for 80. So it's really just kind of keeping your eye out and making sure that you are snagging one that you really love and snagging one for a good price. So this one is actually 2 separate plants that I snagged from Gardino Nursery. I think they were like $35 or $40 each, and I just potted them up together. So altogether, she wasn't super cheap, but I just love her so much, and I wanted a larger plant of her, and I didn't want to wait for her to grow. So I just potted up 2 in one pot, which is a thing that you can do. It's definitely an option. So Hoya Hushana is, what number are we on? Number 3. I'm really bad at keeping track. On my list of Hoya must-haves, one of my absolute all-time favorites. You just really can't go wrong with her. She's adorable. If you love a cute little pink leaf, you are going to love, love, love this Hoya. Whew, okay, we're getting down to it, you guys. Top two. I'm not sure you're ready. This one is newer to my collection, but the second I obtained her, I was obsessed with her, and you guys have been obsessed with her too, and it is my Hoya Parasitica Heartleaf Silver. Just look at her. I feel like you can't beat like the shape of this leaf. I love how round and like heart-shaped she is, and then she's just literally completely silver. You will still get like a little bit of green splash in there. She's working on some new growth right here. You can see some new growth. I wrapped her back around the trellis again, so her new growth here is pointing up. I did kind of like end up snapping the stem just a little bit accidentally, but it seems fine. It's still attached mostly, and plants are very resilient, so I'm confident that she's gonna be just fine. So yeah, Hoya, I love that I'm literally just trying to clean up all my plants while I'm sitting here instead of doing it before turning the camera on. I don't even know where my scissors are. I'm fine. Everything is fine. Hoya Parasitica Heartleaf Silver is number 2 on my list. I have propagated her. She's really easy to prop. I've sold some cuttings, and I'm just obsessed. I'm obsessed with her. I got her on Etsy. It was really hard to find like a larger, more established plant, and I've just been in love with her. So I had to put her on the list. As soon as I made this list, she was like one of the first ones that I wrote down because she's just absolutely stunning, and I love her. So yeah, she's definitely not super cheap, but I wouldn't say that she's super like a high-end expensive either. I mean, this whole plant was like, I think $2 or $2.50. And the cuttings usually sell from anywhere, like a 1-leaf cutting between like 30 and 50 bucks, depending on where you're snagging it from. So she's definitely obtainable. It's just usually you'll find her in a smaller plant, but you guys know me. I'm like, ooh, I like that. I'm going to find a big one. So Hoya Parasitica Heartleaf Silver. Obsessed with her. I love the splashy version of this as well, but when I see just a full silver leaf like this, it's so hard not to want to snag her. So that is why she is number 2 on my list of Hoya must-haves. If you're interested in cuttings from her, just definitely make sure you're following me over on Palm Street, because that is where I sell everything. So all right, so number 1, some of you are probably sitting there wondering why you haven't seen any like veiny babes come out of this video yet. And let me tell you, this was hard. I wanted to just choose like my favorite. And if you were to ask me, what is your all-time favorite Hoya? The answer is very simple. And it's always going to be my Hoya Ganungaing. And y'all shouldn't be surprised by that whatsoever. She is just She's that plant that I never get tired of. She's that plant that always amazes me. And I would love to get the silver version of this one. Obviously, I just have not found the right specimen yet. But I'm still just totally in love with the regular green one because look at how she sun stresses. She literally, she's perfect. I could not think of a Hoya that sun stresses more perfectly than this one. She gets this beautiful like sunsetty color to her and I'm just in love. And if you don't have one yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. This regular green version is pretty easy to find these days, not expensive at all. The silver one, the Ganungaing Ghost, is definitely a lot more expensive these days. So you can absolutely get this one for a good price. This is my personal plant, so I don't usually tend to propagate from her. But if I do, I don't usually keep the cuttings. I sell the cuttings. But she's just so cute. She sits in my Hoya cabinet and she kind of just like sits on the shelf with this. I could probably put her on a trellis, but I just love the way she kind of just sits and trails along the shelf in there. And obviously you can tell the top of the plant there is closer to the light, and I just couldn't recommend this one more to you guys. If you do not have a Ganungaing yet, then I don't know what you're waiting for. I really genuinely don't, because they're really easy to find and they're really easy to grow, and I'm just obsessed with her. So it would not have been appropriate for me to put any other plant in the #1 slot. I had considered obviously Calistophylla and Clemenciorum. As much as I love those both, they just have nothing on the Ganungaing in my personal opinion. She's always going to be my favorite. Matilde is always going to be one of my favorites as well. So none of this should have been surprising, but let me tell you, there are ones that did not make the cut that are still some of my favorites. So we will be doing this again. And I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing some of my Hoya collection in this way. Let me know if you agree with the way that I ranked them. Let me know what some of your favorites are in your collection. Do you want any of the ones that I've shown you today? Did you add anything to your wish list? I love, love, love hearing from you guys. Make sure you go and check out Corey over at Rat Trap Artistry. She did my logo and my merch, and I'm very excited to show it to you guys very, very soon. And if you enjoyed this video, you should give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything from me. And if you watched this whole entire video, leave me the little pink flower emojis. It's like the closest emoji to like a Hoya bloom in my personal opinion, in honor of all of my favorite Hoya today. And I hope you guys are having a beautiful day wherever you are out there in the world. And I also hope that I see you in the next one. Bye.